Hi everyone, this is Ronnie Isaiah, author of Kaballah of Google, and we're back for the final section, for the final part of Chapter 2. We're just completing here the story of Rabbi Kiva's letters. We left off with our good Lord Almighty, blessed be He, rejecting the Kuf in his request, in the Kuf's request to be the first letter. Let's continue. After that came the Tzaddik, and stood before the Holy One, blessed be He, and said, Master of the universe, surely you desire to start the creation of everything with me, because with me it will be said, Tzaddik Hashem, Tzaddik Ohev. Tzaddik Hashem, Tzaddik Ohev translates to righteous is the Lord, righteousness He loves. Tzaddik means righteous, or righteous one. Tzaddik, that's me. The Holy One, blessed be He, answers the Tzaddik, No. But why? The Holy One, blessed be He, replied to the Tzaddik, From you will come great troubles, as it is said, Tzarot Rabot. You showed me great troubles. And when the Tzaddik heard this, he immediately withdrew from before his Creator with a trepid fright. Next, to appear up front, was the Peh. The Peh standing before the Holy One, blessed be He, Master of the universe. Wouldn't you rather start the creation of the world with me? Because with me begins the name Podeh, meaning Savior or Redeemer. The Holy One, blessed be He, answers the Peh, No. Why no? The Holy One, blessed be He, replied to the Peh, From you things will go wild, Parua, meaning out of control. The Peh heard this and backed up with a disappointment. After came the Ayin before the Holy One. Blessed be He, Master of the universe, wouldn't you rather begin the creation of your world with me? Because with me it is written, Einei and Einayim, meaning sight and to see. And so you see, it's easy to see why you should go with me first. See what I mean? The Holy One, blessed be He, answered no to the Ayin. And the Ayin replied, Ay, 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 I see. But why? The Holy One, blessed be He, replied to the Ayin, that it was rejected from being the first letter because it starts the word Aveira, meaning sin. After that came the Samech before the Holy One, blessed be He, and said, Master of the universe, wouldn't you rather creation of your world with me? Because with me it is written Suvganya, meaning donut, and that's what we like to eat on Hanukkah. The Holy One, blessed be He, answered the Samech, No. Why no? The Holy One, blessed be He, replied to the Samech, They looked good, but the thing about donuts is too many turns into too many coffee breaks. When the Samech heard it, he backed up confused. After that came the Nun before the Holy One, blessed be He, and said, Master of the universe, wouldn't you rather creation of your world with me? Because with me it is written Neshama, meaning soul, and Ner, meaning light, as it is written, The light of the Lord is the soul of man. The Holy One, blessed be He, answers the Nun, No. Come again? The Holy One, blessed be He, replied to the Nun, that the evil forces will exile the lights and hold captive the souls. The Nun heard and backed up in regretful disappointment. Master of the world, may it be your will to create the world starting with me, because with me it is called the first letter of your first name, meaning Melech, or king. I'm sure you'll agree, the Holy One, blessed be He, answered, that Mem and said, No. Huh? Why not? The Holy One, blessed be He, replied to the Mem, From you will start the word Mehuma, meaning humiliated or vanquished. Upon hearing this, the Mem backed away with great disappointment. As the Mem backed up, the Lamed moved in to give it his best shot. Master of the world, may it be your will to create the world starting with me, because with me begins the word Luchot, meaning tablets, and Lalamdan, meaning to learn them. And we all know that's me, Lamed. I'm a learner and an earner. It should be an easy choice that the Torah should start with yours truly, right over here, right? The Holy One, blessed be He, answered the Lamed with a no, no, no. Are you feeling okay? No offense, Almighty One, but I'm the tallest of all the letters. When I wave my crown, they will be able to see me all the way down the line. The Holy One, blessed be He, replied to the Lamed, from you will come into the world the word loser, and this world will certainly not be created with a curse like that. Upon hearing this, the Lamed backed away with a great disappointing kvetch, after which the Chaf moves up in front. Master of the world, may it be your will to create the world starting with me, because with me it is called out before you about your honor. Kingship is kavod, and seat of your honor, which is kisei kavod, and your kingship's crown, which is called keter. This being the case, the Torah should certainly start with me. The Holy One, blessed be He, answered the Chaf, and said, no. The Holy One, blessed be He, replied to the Chaf, from you will hear kalu demot einai, meaning full of tears my eyes. Kalu means full. Hearing this, the Chaf retreated with disappointment, allowing the Yud to move in to give it a try. The Yud chimed in, Master of the world, may it be your will to create the world starting with me, because with me it is called out the first letter of your holy name, and as well starts the word Yachid, meaning unity. The Torah should start with me, correct? The Holy One, blessed be He, answered the Yud and said, no. No, why not? The Holy One, blessed be He, replied to the Yud, from you will come the Yetzer Hara, meaning the evil inclination of a person. Upon hearing this, the Yud backed away a bit depressed from the news, as Tet moved up to bat. Master of the world, may it be your will to create the world starting with me, because I begin the word Tav, meaning good. And you, Holy Master of the world, are only good. That's Tov, and that starts with me, Tet. And so too should you start off the entire creation. The Holy One, blessed be He, answered the Tet, saying, no. The Holy One, blessed be He, replied to the Tet, from you will begin the word Tameh and Tuma, meaning impure and impurity. Upon hearing this, the Tet backed away greatly disappointed, allowing the Chet to move on in. Master of the world, may it be your will to create the world starting with me, because with me it is called out before you Chesed, meaning kindness, and Chanun, meaning mercy. Don't you agree the Torah should start with me? Right? The Holy One, blessed be He, answered the Chet, no. No? The Holy One, blessed be He, replied to the Chet, from you will come the word Chatat and Chait. Chait, meaning sins and sinning. Upon hearing this, the Chet backed away in a rush, after which the Zion moves in to take center stage. Master of the world, may it be your will to create the world starting with me, because with me starts the word Zecher, meaning memory. As it is said, Zechrecha Lador Vador, your memory will stand forever. I'm sure you agree that creation should go Zion up. The Holy One, blessed be He, answered the Zion, no. What you talking about? Why not? The Holy One, blessed be He, replied to the Zion, from you will start the word Znut, meaning idol worship. Upon hearing this, the Zion backed away with great disappointment, after which the Vav moved in to give it his best shot. Master of the world, may it be your will to create the world starting with me, because with me begins the word Ve'ata Kadosh, meaning and you are holy. That's Ve'ata, meaning and you, which starts with Vav, and that's me. Pick me to kick off the Torah, all right? The Holy One, blessed be He, answered the Vav with a no. No? Are you sure? The Holy One, blessed be He, replied to the Vav, from you will come into the world the Vienna Schnitzel. The Wiener Schnitzel, which will not be kosher. Upon hearing this, the Vav backed away with a funny stomach noise. Stay tuned. This is the author, Ron Isaiah, signing out.